Have you ever wondered if your financial struggles are, well, more than just bad luck? Today, we're going to dig into a really provocative idea, the theory that for a lot of us, poverty isn't random at all. It's actually the result of following a script you probably didn't even know existed. Let's break that down.
And it all kicks off with this really bold claim that the systems all around us, they might be intentionally designed to produce a very specific outcome. The idea is, if you can understand that design, that's your first real step to rewriting your own story.
So, have you ever felt like you're just running on a hamster wheel, working harder and harder, but you're not actually getting anywhere? If that sounds familiar, then this is definitely for you, because the core idea we're looking at today is that feeling, it's not your fault.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the poverty script, and the subtitle says it all, why your financial struggles might be by design. So this framework suggests that the economic challenges so many people are up against, they're not just a string of bad luck, they're part of a pre-written, systemic playbook.
And here's the crucial insight, the real takeaway. The problem isn't how hard you're working. It's not about your effort. The problem is that you might be following a script you didn't even know was there. You're playing a game, but the rules were written to keep you right where you are. So, step 1, see the script. And step 2, learn how to flip it.
Now, to ground this whole theory in something real, let's look at the Ehrenreich experiment. This author, Barbara Ehrenreich, she went undercover. For an entire year, she worked low-wage jobs, waitressing, cleaning, retail, just to see if it was possible to survive on minimum wage. And her conclusion? It was pretty stark. The system, with its low wages and crazy high costs, creates a trap. And it's a trap that is almost impossible to escape just by working hard.
Okay, so Section 2, no money, no focus. The poverty script, as it's described, operates through 4 really distinct traps. We're going to break down the first 2 right now. And these are designed to attack you on 2 fronts, your money and your mind.
So the first trap has a pretty intense name, principal strangulation. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Think of it as a system that's designed to just drain your finances, sucking your money out almost as fast as you can earn it. And why? What's the purpose? It's to stop you from ever building what's called seed capital. You know, that first real chunk of money you need to actually invest or start a business or do anything to build real wealth.
And the ways this happens are incredibly specific. Have you ever noticed how the second you get a pay raise, your rent goes up, or the cost of groceries? It's like living costs are perfectly calibrated to match whatever you make. And then there's marketing, constantly telling you that your self-worth is tied to buying the next big thing, pushing you into debt. Throw in things like planned obsolescence, where your phone is literally designed to break after a couple of years, and what you get is a constant, engineered drain on your wallet.
All right, so trap number 2 moves from your bank account to your brain. It's called thought emasculation. The idea here is that our whole media ecosystem is designed to pacify our minds with cheap, instant gratification. You know, those easy dopamine hits from social media, streaming, you name it. And all that constant distraction, it slowly destroys our ability to focus, to do the deep thinking that you absolutely need to do if you want to change your life.
And this really sets up a battle for your attention. It's a critical trade-off. Every single hour you spend scrolling or binge-watching a show or gaming, that's an hour you're not spending on deep work. And deep work is the only thing that builds real skills. So you've got 2 paths. One that just consumes your time and leads to stagnation, and another that creates value and leads to growth. It's a choice we make every day.
So let's recap. Your money is being drained, and your focus is fractured. And that's when the script applies the final 2 locks on the cage. Section 3, no time, no skills. These next 2 traps are all about consuming your time and degrading your ability to adapt, basically locking you in for good.
Okay, trap number 3 is the time cage. And the metaphor here is perfect. It's the hamster wheel. The harder you work in your 9 to 5, the faster that wheel spins, but you never actually move forward, do you? You're just exhausted. Any little pay raise you manage to get is immediately eaten up by rising costs, which just forces you to run even faster just to stay in the exact same place.
And this cycle, it's just vicious. Think about it. You work all day, you get home, you're totally exhausted. You have 0 mental or physical energy left for the very things that could actually help you escape, like learning a new skill, or building a network, or even just sitting down to plan a different future. You become stuck in this loop of being too busy to get ahead. It's a classic.
And that exhaustion leads us right into the final, and honestly maybe the most insidious trap of all, skill atrophy. The idea here is that when you stay in a repetitive, safe role for too long, your ability to learn and adapt, it just degrades. Your brain is like a muscle, right? If you don't use it to face new challenges, it gets weaker over time.
You know, there's a really powerful quote that connects to this. It's a parallel to the movie The Shawshank Redemption. Remember the character Brooks? After 50 years in prison, he gets out and he just can't handle freedom. He's become institutionalized. Well, the idea is that the same thing can happen to us in our jobs. We get so used to the routine, so comfortable, that we actually become afraid of the very freedom we say we want.
Okay, that sounds pretty bleak, I know. We've just walked through all 4 traps, but here's the thing. Seeing the trap is the first step to disarming it. And as you can see here, for every single trap, there's a corresponding escape. To fight principal strangulation, you have to see through marketing tactics. To beat thought emasculation, you have to treat your time like the precious asset it is. To get out of the time cage, you have to ditch what's called inefficient diligence, just being busy for the sake of being busy. And to reverse skill atrophy, you have to proactively break out of your comfort zone. This right here, this is the foundation for the escape plan.
And that brings us to the most important part of this whole discussion, Section 4, the escape plan. Because, look, it's not enough to just see the problem, right? We need a solution. So here it is, the 4-part antidote designed to systematically break you out of this script.
So here's your 4-step antidote, the entire plan. Step 1 is to stop paying for face. This is how you fight principal strangulation. Forget the status symbols and invest that money in yourself instead. Turn that consumer capital into growth capital. Step 2, master your time. This is the antidote to thought emasculation. You have to reject the cheap entertainment and dedicate just 1 focused hour a day to learning a skill that actually creates value. Then, step 3, work smarter, not harder. This is how you break out of the time cage. Quit the busy trap and start strategically planning your career. The goal is to go from trading your time for money to trading your skills for money. And finally, step 4, embrace change. This is how you reverse skill atrophy. Your real iron rice bowl, your real job security isn't one safe job. It's the ability to get a job anywhere. You have to actively keep learning new things.
And if we look at it visually, the financial shift you're aiming for looks something like this. The whole goal is to shrink that bar for status spending, your liabilities, and dramatically grow the bar for growth investment. That's your assets. That's the money that's going to generate future value for you, whether it's by learning a new skill, starting a business, or investing in financial instruments.
Okay, so let's bring it all together. We've walked through the idea of the script, the 4 traps that keep you in it, and the 4-part escape plan. Now we're at our final section. Your turn to act. Because the single most important takeaway here is that the first, and honestly the most powerful move you can make, is simply awareness. And this quote right here, it just drives the point home perfectly. Your poverty is not a failure of effort, but a failure to see the rules of the game. I mean, think about that. You're not losing because you aren't trying hard enough. You might be losing simply because you haven't been shown the real rules of the game you're playing.
Which brings us to the most empowering point of this whole thing. The script might be systemic. Yeah. The traps, they might be very real. But at the end of the day, there is only one person who can change your script. And that's you. The power to pick up the pen and completely rewrite your own story, well, that power is yours and yours alone.
So we're going to end this right back where we began, with a choice. Because understanding a framework like this is one thing, but actually applying it, that's everything. So now that you see the rules of the game, maybe for the first time, the only question left is, what's your first move?